Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Nelson Marquez, and today we're going to talk about the signs our body sends us before a possible heart attack. Shall we get started? The first sign you may feel is unusual fatigue. This means you're feeling exhausted without explanation, without having exerted yourself too much. If your heart isn't working properly, this can cause what we call edema, a term you've probably heard before and which is directly linked to heart problems. Edema occurs when the body doesn't receive enough blood, which is a serious problem because blood carries oxygen and nutrients to all cells, including those in the heart. Now imagine the following. Your heart, which is already overloaded, starts to have difficulty pumping blood as it should. This results in less oxygen and fewer nutrients for the body. And what happens? The energy that the cells need starts to decrease. The result? You feel extremely tired. And be careful. This fatigue is not the same as drowsiness. It's a more intense physical fatigue that appears mainly when you exert yourself. But in more serious cases, it can even appear while resting. In other words, the body is tired all the time. So, if you have started to notice this unexplained tiredness, it could be a warning sign. This fatigue is not something that happens occasionally or is temporary. It is persistent and affects the entire body. Another symptom to watch out for is angina, a type of pain or pressure in the chest. This happens because if the heart is having difficulty, it cannot receive the adequate amount of oxygen and resources to function properly. The result? Discomfort and even chest pain. Be aware of these signs, as they can evolve and result in a heart attack. Here is an important piece of information. We often hear people say, he was super healthy, doing everything right, and suddenly he had a heart attack. But that is not quite true. The truth is that, in the case of a heart attack, the person was not well the day before, he was not healthy. These heart problems develop over decades, and the signs can start to appear many years before the most serious event. Some signs can even appear weeks before an attack. The third sign is shortness of breath. This happens because, if the blood is not circulating properly through the body, the organs start to demand more oxygen. So, you start to breathe faster, but you feel like you are not able to breathe properly. And there is more. When the heart does not pump blood efficiently, this creates pressure in the pulmonary veins, the vessels that carry blood from the heart to the lungs, which ends up causing fluid to accumulate in the lungs. This fluid can impair the absorption of oxygen and the elimination of carbon dioxide, making breathing even worse. Now that you know more about these signs, how about paying more attention to your body? Remember, the sooner we identify these symptoms, the easier it is to prevent serious complications. Taking care of the heart is essential to ensure our long-term health. Did you enjoy the content? So be sure to take care of yourself, and if you notice any of these signs, see a doctor. Pay attention to your health. And finally, it is important that we know how to identify these signs not only to prevent, but also to act quickly. When the heart is having difficulties, the body sends these alerts to try to adjust. However, if these symptoms are left untreated, they can develop into something more serious, such as a heart attack. Now, you may be wondering, but how can I prevent this? What can I do to keep my heart healthy? Here are some super important tips. Eat well. A balanced diet is essential to keep your heart healthy. Avoid processed foods and foods high in saturated fats, which can increase your risk of heart disease. Eat foods high in fiber, such as fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. Exercise. Regular exercise strengthens your heart, improves circulation, and helps control cholesterol and blood pressure. The important thing is to find an activity that you enjoy and can maintain long-term. Manage stress. Chronic stress can put a strain on your heart and contribute to health problems. Try relaxation techniques such as meditation, yoga, or even a walk in the fresh air to relieve the stress of everyday life. Avoid smoking and excessive alcohol consumption. Smoking and excessive alcohol consumption can harm your cardiovascular health. If you smoke, seeking help to quit can be a big step toward heart health. Monitor your health regularly. Get annual checkups, monitor your blood pressure, cholesterol, and glucose levels. This way, you can identify problems early, before they become serious. Remember, taking care of your heart is an act of self-love. If you identify any of these warning signs we mentioned, don't hesitate to see a doctor. The sooner we start taking care of our health, the longer and healthier our journey will be. Guys, I know that life is busy and we often end up leaving our health on the back burner. But remember, prevention is always better than cure. And the good news is that you are not alone on this journey. The important thing is to start now, even if it's with small changes. Every step counts towards improving your cardiovascular health and ensuring that you have a long and full life. So, if you're still unsure about how to take the first step, here's a challenge for you. Commit to making a healthy choice today. It could be something as simple as swapping that processed snack for a piece of fruit or going for a brisk walk at the end of the day. These small actions can have a huge impact in the long run. And remember, whenever you feel that something isn't right with your body, don't hesitate to seek out a health professional. Listen to your body. He is always trying to tell us something, and the sooner you act, the easier it will be to deal with any problem. I want to know, have you noticed any of these signs in yourself or someone you know? Share your experiences in the comments. That way, we can create a network of support and knowledge to take care of each other. And if you know someone who could benefit from this video, share it with them. We're going to talk about how our lungs work and how our body reacts when something is not right. Just imagine, the lungs have small compartments called alveoli. They are responsible for the exchange of gases, such as oxygen and carbon dioxide, and they need to be moist to carry out this exchange efficiently. But be careful. They must be moist, not soaked. If you think about the entire surface area of these alveoli, it is equivalent to the size of a tennis court. That's right, a huge area. Now, if there is any kind of leak or damage in this area, the exchange of gases is impaired. Less surface area means less oxygen being absorbed and less carbon dioxide being expelled. This type of problem can start with mild symptoms, such as shortness of breath when climbing stairs or during intense exercise. However, if left untreated, these symptoms can even appear at rest, when you are not exerting yourself physically. Speaking of which, sign number 4, excessive sweating. You know when you are resting, not doing anything strenuous, but you still start to sweat? This happens because your heart is under stress. When this happens, the body activates the sympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for our fight or flight response. This system increases sweating, which is normal when we're in danger, like if we're being chased by a bear. But what happens is that stress on the heart can trigger this reaction, even when you're just sitting down. Now, sign number 5 is unexplained weakness. And this is where things start to get more serious. When you feel like your legs or arms just won't work, even without exertion, this could be a warning sign. It's not just ordinary fatigue. It's a physical weakness that can come on suddenly and indicate something more serious is going on, like a possible heart attack. The 6th sign is nausea and vomiting, which can also be a reflection of stress on the heart. How so? Well, all of this is linked to the vagus nerve, a nerve that runs from your brain to your belly. It plays an important role in the parasympathetic system, which is the opposite of the fight or flight response. When the vagus nerve is activated, it slows down the heart and at the same time tries to redirect the body's resources to the digestive system, helping with digestion. When we are stressed, this nerve can also be activated, and nausea or vomiting can be a response to this imbalance. These signs may be small at first, but if you notice them, it is important to pay attention. Your body speaks, and listening to these signs is essential to avoid major complications. Have you ever experienced any of these signs? If so, what do you think your body is trying to tell you? Well, if you are wondering why these signs happen, let's take a step back and understand what is happening inside your body. When your heart is overworked and can no longer efficiently supply the necessary resources, your body begins to alert you. This process is almost like an alarm system, trying to signal that something is not working properly. For example, the weakness you feel as if your legs can't support your weight or your arms can't perform simple tasks. Is your body trying to let you know, hey, we're in trouble here? This isn't just fatigue. It's a lack of energy, often because blood flow and oxygen aren't being delivered effectively to your muscles and vital organs. And excessive sweating, even without physical exertion, is a clear sign that your body is going into alert mode. Have you ever found yourself sweating in situations where you should be calm? This could be a reflection of your sympathetic nervous system in action, trying to deal with the stress on your heart. When you start to feel nauseous and vomit, it's no coincidence. The vagus nerve, which regulates many functions in your body, can be overworked trying to balance everything, which affects your digestive system. Think of the vagus nerve as a highway that connects your brain to your intestines, and when it's overwhelmed by cardiac stress, things get a little messy down there, resulting in those uncomfortable sensations. Now, back to the issue of the lung alveoli and gas exchange. If your lungs aren't functioning 100%, that huge surface area, which should be efficiently exchanging oxygen and carbon dioxide, isn't being used properly. And this reflects on our ability to breathe easily and how we feel physically. These signs, as I mentioned, may be subtle at first, but as the problem worsens, they become more intense. Your body starts screaming for help. And you, who are already paying attention, notice these changes. When weakness, sweating, and even nausea set in, it's time to take a step back and really listen to your body. The point is, these are signs that indicate stress on the heart or other organs. And the sooner you recognize these signs, the easier it will be to take action before the situation worsens. And remember, these symptoms are not something you should ignore. Even though your body is amazing and has a way of trying to adapt, it also needs our attention. So, if you are experiencing any of these signs, how are you feeling? Have you ever experienced any of these symptoms? The important thing is to never underestimate what your body is trying to tell you. Being aware and taking care of yourself can be the key to avoiding more serious complications in the future. Are you comfortable paying attention to these signs and seeking help when necessary? That's right, paying attention to your body's signals is crucial to your health and well-being. Often, people ignore the first symptoms because they think they are just fatigue or a passing malaise. But as we have seen, these signs such as unexplained weakness, excessive sweating, and even nausea can be warnings from the body of something more serious, such as heart problems. Did you know that stress on the heart can affect other organs and systems in the body? When the heart is not functioning as it should, it sends signals to the nervous system, which activates the fight or flight response, increasing sweating and even interfering with the digestive system, as we have already discussed. Poor blood circulation can result in muscle weakness and a lack of energy, as your muscles aren't getting the oxygen and nutrients they need. And there's more. When gas exchange in your lungs isn't working properly, it can also affect your blood oxygen levels, which can make you more tired and out of breath, especially during more intense activities. This type of discomfort is not something to ignore. The sooner you notice these signs, the sooner you can take steps to protect your health. So, what should you do if you start to notice these symptoms? The first thing to do is not ignore them. Even if the symptoms are mild or go away quickly, the best course of action is to see a doctor. It could be a sign that something is going on with your body, and treating it early can prevent bigger problems in the future. Also, if you're exercising or feeling overwhelmed, it's always important to pay attention to your body and its limits. And remember, rest and recovery are essential. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever experienced any of these signs? How did you react? Share with me in the comments. Sometimes, talking about it can be a big step in becoming more aware of the importance of listening to our bodies. And of course, if you are experiencing any of these signs more intensely or frequently, seek medical help as soon as possible. Health is our most precious asset, and taking care of it is essential to living well and with quality. Are you ready to make positive changes in your lifestyle to take better care of your body? Let's go together on this journey to a healthier heart and lungs. Let's talk a little about the impact of stress on our bodies and how it can directly and often silently affect our health, especially the heart. When we are under extreme stress, and I will give a classic example, the heart is being bombarded by high-frequency nerve signals, and this can overload the nervous system. This overflow can cause the signals sent to the heart and the intestine to mix up, generating unexpected reactions. For example, when stress affects the heart, we can feel nausea and even vomiting. It is not just a bad feeling. It is the body showing that stress is negatively impacting the functioning of the organs. Now, did you know that one of the first signs of extreme stress can be dizziness or lightheadedness? This happens because when the heart isn't pumping enough, it reduces the amount of blood that reaches the brain. The brain, which is at the highest point in terms of gravity, ends up being the most affected by this decreased blood flow. With less oxygen and nutrients reaching it, you may start to feel like your head is spinning, as if you're about to pass out. These signs are not to be ignored, and I want you to remember this. The faster you act, the more likely you are to prevent a serious problem, such as a heart attack. And why is the heart vulnerable to this? Because it is closely linked to metabolic diseases, such as insulin resistance. This is all related to factors that we talk about here all the time, such as diet, exercise, and stress. We know that the foods we eat, the exercise we do, and the level of stress we face directly affect the functioning of the heart. So, the message here is, if you identify any of these early signs, seek help. Sign number 8, for example, is intense pain or pressure in the chest. Some people describe it as if an elephant were pressing on their chest, which could be a serious blockage in the heart's blood flow. This is a final warning, and it should not be ignored. Don't put off what you can do now. Pay attention to how daily habits, such as diet and stress management, can impact your heart health. And as always, remember that insulin resistance, which is linked to metabolic diseases, is one of the biggest risk factors. That's why we're always talking about these issues on our channel, looking for ways to improve your health in a practical and preventive way. So, if you've noticed any of these signs or are dealing with extreme stress, don't wait. Seek medical advice and take care of your heart before it's too late. What you do now can make all the difference in your future. And that's exactly why we're here, talking about these signs, so that you understand that heart health is not only in the hands of doctors, but also in yours, through your daily choices. We often only pay attention to our hearts when they are already suffering, but prevention is always the best strategy. And the good news is that with simple lifestyle changes, we can significantly improve our heart health. First, diet. If you are wondering what you can do right now to help your heart, a balanced diet is a great place to start. Avoiding processed foods, foods that are high in sugar and saturated fats, can drastically reduce your risk of heart disease. Don't forget to eat fiber, vegetables, and healthy fats, such as those found in avocado and olive oil. And, of course, limit your salt intake. All of these can help regulate blood pressure and prevent plaque buildup in your arteries. Second, exercise. I know that life can be busy and that sometimes it is hard to find time to move. But the truth is that even a light walk for 30 minutes a day can make a big difference. Exercise helps strengthen the heart, improves circulation, and regulates blood pressure. And best of all, when you exercise, you release endorphins, which reduce stress and anxiety. And now, let's talk about something crucial: stress management. I know it's easy to say relax, but we know that stress is a part of life. However, learning to deal with it is vital. Techniques such as meditation, yoga, or simply setting aside time for activities that you enjoy can help reduce the impact of stress on your body. Because, as you've already noticed, extreme stress directly affects the heart and other vital organs. But more important than all of this is our connection with our body. Listening to your body's signals and seeking help when necessary makes all the difference. If you feel any chest pain, shortness of breath, dizziness, or any other unusual symptoms, don't hesitate to seek medical attention. These signs may be your body asking for help, and the sooner you act, the better your chances of avoiding major complications. I know that sometimes it may seem difficult to take this step, but remember, the health of your heart is essential to your quality of life. Don't put off until tomorrow what you can start doing today. Small but consistent changes can save lives, and we're not just talking about extending your life, but about living it with more energy, disposition, and pleasure. So, what are you waiting for to take the first step? It's time to take control of your health and well-being. And don't forget, the most important thing is that you're not alone on this journey. There is a community of people, just like you, who are also striving to improve their health and live a more balanced life. And that's what we're talking about here, transformation. It doesn't have to be a drastic change overnight, but rather a series of small but powerful choices that, over time, will make all the difference. Now imagine what it would be like to feel like you have plenty of energy for your day, that your heart is healthy, and that you have control over your health. Sounds good, doesn't it? And the good news is that this is within your reach with simple actions. Let's take a few practical steps. Get a good night's sleep. Sleep has a direct impact on your heart's health. Sleeping 7 to 9 hours a night helps regulate blood pressure, reduce stress, and allows your body to recover. Getting a good night's sleep is a way to give your heart the rest it deserves. Control your anxiety. Anxiety is one of the forms of chronic stress that, if left untreated, can affect your body in many ways, including your heart. Breathing techniques, mindfulness, or even therapies can be of great help. Have you tried them? If not, try practicing for a few minutes a day and see the results. Eat consciously. We're not just talking about diet here, but about eating a diet that nourishes your body. Eating intentionally, choosing fresh and natural foods, and opting for meals prepared by you will make all the difference. And if you need tips for healthy recipes, remember that here on the channel we always have suggestions for you. Move intelligently. It doesn't matter if you love running or prefer to walk in the park. The important thing is that you move. Exercising not only improves blood flow to the heart, but also promotes mental well-being. If you haven't started yet, how about a 15-minute walk today? Starting is always the first step. Reduce your sugar intake. Did you know that excess sugar can directly affect your heart health, contributing to insulin resistance and increased abdominal fat? Replacing sugar with natural alternatives or reducing its amount is a great favor for your body. Listen to your body and don't ignore the signs. As we said before, paying attention to what your body is telling you is essential. If you experience chest pain, shortness of breath, dizziness, or any other unusual symptoms, don't hesitate to see a doctor. Your body has its own way of talking, and sometimes it just needs your attention to fix something before it becomes a bigger problem. So, what do you think? Are you ready to start taking care of your heart? The path can be simple and profound at the same time. There's no secret. Just make healthy decisions and make your health a priority. It's not about achieving perfection, but about doing your best every day. With dedication, you'll see results. Are you ready to join us? If you've already started incorporating any of these habits or have questions about how to take the next step, share them in the comments. Your journey can inspire others to take care of their hearts too. Remember, change starts with you, and you have the power to transform your health. We're here to support you every step of the way. Let's talk about 2 very important signs that can indicate serious heart problems, and I want you to pay attention. The first, sign number 9, is pain that can spread to the left arm, jaw, neck, and shoulders. This is not something random. This pain is known as referred pain. But why does this happen? The reason is that the nerve pathways in these areas of the body end up connecting at the same point in the spinal cord, in the upper thoracic and lower cervical regions. When there's a heart attack, this confusion of signals occurs because the heart and these areas share sensory pathways. Just imagine, the heart is so overworked and blood flow is so compromised that the body tries to alert you, but in a confusing way. And this is a sign that you cannot ignore. You may be experiencing significant cardiac stress, and this can lead to damage to the heart tissue due to lack of oxygen. So if you experience this, seek help immediately. Now, the number 10 sign is severe shortness of breath. We've all experienced a little shortness of breath after exercise, right? But what about when you experience shortness of breath while resting? That's much more serious. When shortness of breath worsens, it means that your body is facing two huge problems: fluid buildup in the lungs and a weakened heart. These problems are interconnected. Fluid buildup makes it harder for the lungs to exchange oxygen, and at the same time, the heart, which is already weaker, pumps less blood. In other words, less oxygen is being carried to the body, creating a vicious cycle. And this cycle, as you can imagine, is dangerous. Your heart is suffering and needs help urgently. Now, the good news: all of this can be avoided. The solution lies in changing your lifestyle quickly and effectively. And I have hundreds of videos to help you understand how you can transform your health step by step. If you're enjoying the content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, activate the bell, and stay tuned for all notifications. I'm here to help you achieve better and more balanced health. I know that many people don't pay attention to these signs until it's too late, but awareness is the first step towards change. If you're starting to notice something strange in your body, like this radiating pain or constant shortness of breath, it's essential to act quickly. You could be preventing a much bigger problem. And the good news is that if we make the right decisions now, we can reverse many conditions. So, what can you do? Let's start with the basics. A balanced diet, regular exercise, and stress management are essential. But beyond that, it's important to understand that changing lifestyle habits isn't something that happens overnight. It's a process that involves patience, effort, and, of course, a lot of motivation. I'm here to guide you on this path. And if you're already feeling these symptoms, don't wait any longer. See a doctor immediately so they can assess your condition and give you the best advice. The health of your heart is priceless, and acting quickly can make all the difference. Remember that you have control over your health. Every choice you make today can have a direct impact on your future. So don't waste any time. If you want to better understand how to take care of your body and your cardiovascular health, there is a lot of content here on the channel that will help you understand everything about these signs and how to transform your life in a healthy and sustainable way. I will be with you every step of the way, helping you understand the science behind how our bodies work and how they react to our choices. And don't forget, prevention is always the best way. The sooner you start paying attention to your body and understanding the signs it's giving you, the easier it will be to avoid future problems. The key is to take action before the situation gets worse. If you notice these signs, such as radiating pain or shortness of breath, don't underestimate them. Our bodies have an incredible way of communicating, and often they are trying to alert us to something important. Now, if you still have questions about how to adjust your routine to improve your heart health and ensure that you are making the best choices, don't worry. I will be here to help you with practical tips based on scientific research so that you can transform your health effectively and lastingly. Remember that every small step makes a difference. From a more balanced diet to setting aside time to reduce stress, such as practicing meditation or activities that you truly enjoy. These small adjustments can have a big impact on your heart health and overall well-being. And, of course, don't hesitate to seek medical help whenever necessary. They are the professionals trained to guide you on the best path to follow. And the sooner you take care of yourself, the better your recovery and quality of life will be. If you're looking for a significant change, start now. No matter where you are in your health journey, the important thing is to take the first step. I'll be here with tips, information, and motivation to support you. Don't forget to like the video, share it with those you love, and subscribe to stay up to date with all the content that can transform your health for the better. See you in the next video, where we'll explore more ways to take care of yourself from the inside out. Remember, your health is in your hands, and I'm here to guide you every step of the way. See you soon.